We're at King Edward's Bay at Tynemouth. It's a beautiful morning. We've just been in the sea. Just explain what the sea means to you.
I've always swum in the sea, and it's something that's really important to me. And when I stopped to think about that, for me it's a form of worship. Being in the water and just taking in the beauty of the scenery around us, for me is a way of connecting to God, our Creator, how amazing God is, how beautiful the creation is. I think looking at a beautiful scene helps me do that, but when you're swimming, you're not just looking at it, you're part of it. You're in the water, you can feel the water moving you. It's kind of all-encompassing, and it makes that experience more intense.
And you're down here most days, aren't you? And you don't swim in a wetsuit, you're in a swimming costume.
Yeah.
It can be really cold some days, but that's something very positive for you.
Yeah, the cold is part of it. When you get into cold water, it releases endorphins, and so you get a real rush from being in the water. So in itself, that it is really amazing, but also it makes me very present in the moment. I think in today's world it's so easy to be always looking ahead or always looking behind, not being just present right here, right now. And when you're in the water, there's just nothing else you can think about. It's all encompassing.
How long have you been doing this, and how long has it really meant something in terms of inspiring your faith being in the water?
So I've always, I can't remember the first time I swam in the sea. I've always swum from being really young. But I only started thinking about it properly in terms of faith, I think about 10 years ago. Yeah, when I suddenly realised actually this was something that was really significant to me, and if I didn't swim, something was missing and something was wrong. And I thought, well, why is it? Why is that so important? And that's when I started thinking in more faith terms about it.
And some people would wonder why you want to go out in the cold water, because it can be cold here.
Yeah.
It is the North Sea after all, but that helps you.
Yeah, it's really life-giving. It's really joyful being in the cold. You feel really alive. I'm sure you know the quote from Irenaeus in the 2nd century, which says, "The glory of God is a human being fully alive, and to be alive is to behold God." So when you're in that water and it's cold, you feel fully alive. You know, your circulation's racing around your body, your heart's going. It's really present and immediate.
And we spoke earlier about body image and about how swimming in a group is good in many ways, because we live in a society now where everybody's very sort of self-conscious about how they look.
Yeah, I think we have terrible relationships with our bodies generally, and social media, advertising campaigns, you mentioned Love Island, which I'm obviously a fan of, they don't help. They don't help us to love ourselves. And I think Christianity does have a positive message about our bodies. You know, it says that God counts every hair on our head and loves us when we're still in our mother's wombs. And one of my favourite quotes is from the Psalms, where the psalmist says, "I praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made." Now that sentiment is so different to what we're bombarded with every day on social media. So that is something to really aspire to, I think. It's something we should be taking on board. And for me, swimming has really helped me accept myself more how I am. I used to hate getting changed here on the beach, thinking, oh, people might see me getting changed. But the more you do it, the less I care. I'm not bothered about it. And that's just because I'm around people of all different shapes and sizes. No one cares what you look like. For me, it's a really positive thing to change our body image.
And back at your church, what do people think of what you do virtually every day down here at
I think
Tynemouth?
They just think I'm mad. Yeah. They like to ask me about it, but unfortunately I haven't persuaded any of them to come yet. They like to tease me about it.
But one day you might be able to
You never
persuade them.
know. It's worth trying.